Infosecurity TV.
I'm here on day 3 of Infosecurity Europe with Spencer Mott, VP and CISO of Electronic Arts. So you've just come off stage talking about APT attacks. What were the interesting or surprising issues raised during the session?
Well, first thing, we had a good discussion around, APT, AET means different things to different people. So we, talked a lot about the sort of definition, really. I think some of the interesting debate was around just how different organizations should address the threat. And also, discussion around how persistent in nature is the threat. So just, is this a now thing, is this a future thing, or is this a thing that's past?
And so what were your conclusions to those questions, especially whether this is a now, future or past issue?
Well, I think we generally agreed that there has been a level of sophisticated threat for a number of years now. I think we all agreed that it's elevated, it's far more persistent and sophisticated in nature than it was in the past, and that there's a growing gap or divide between level of sophistication of defense versus the adversary or actor that we're up against. So the discussion was a lot around techniques and getting organized for the future, but also that APT is going to continue to evolve and still be a significant part of how we respond and build programs.
So there's a lot of hype around APT attacks, especially at the show this year, and I'm wondering how much of that you consider to be FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and how much of it you think is actually a genuine, real threat?
Well, I hope it's not a FUD, because people shouldn't be thinking that this is security crying wolf, I mean, maybe in the past, traditional security organizations might have used that to sort of generate interest or generate, resources, but this is a really significant threat. And if we look at the definition as involving a more sort of nation-state type threat, then we have to get serious, as a business, but also as a nation and internationally about how we approach this problem. Because there's a number of different levels and a number of different risks, and it's going to take a sort of a broad, cooperative type approach to even start to close the gap that we're currently facing. So certainly not FUD, just about as serious as it gets, and we've got to get pretty switched on and organised straight away.
So perhaps you could tell us a little bit about what you're doing internally at Electronic Arts to prevent this kind of attack.
So I think the approach we're taking is more sort of consumer or business focused, and I mean that in a way of we have a responsibility to our board of directors, to our shareholders, and to our consumers to provide persistent online services and products that they can trust and rely on. So then the discussion is purely a business one, at the very highest levels of our organisation, and I think we're fortunate in our position that we have a CEO that completely gets why this is important and what the threat is, and in response there's an organisation that's in place that in my opinion is moving as fast as it can, and with the right strategy to protect our services and protect our consumers. So at the end of the day, I think we're able to tell a good story about what we're currently doing and what we plan to do in the future. But I mean, business leaders have got to take this stuff seriously.
Spencer, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Infosecurity Europe, Europe's #1 information security event.